where you want to wait for, but then I need to leave it to you. It could be good morning now by your side, good afternoon, or good evening, right, Ghana. But if this is your first time you're coming across this program, Counsellor Stella, please do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and keep coming so that others can also learn from you. Alright, my name is Stella, the host of Time with Counsellor Stella. I have an interesting guest for you. You know, my interesting. Talk to us, why you always like my share. What is your take? When we say domestic abuse, what is it all about? Can you take us the truth?
Yeah, thank you very much. Cherished viewers and listeners as well. It's been a very good day today.
Yeah, sure.
A very good day today. And it's good that we're talking about this issue because all over the world, especially in this country, people are facing what we call domestic abuse or domestic violence, or we can call it intimate partner abuse.
Wow.
Okay. That kind of stuff is worrying a lot of people in Ghana.
Yeah.
I could say it's a worrying trend now. To digest it, we could say that domestic abuse is when someone wants to have power and control over another partner. When these happen, then we can say that there is an abuse. It can happen to anybody, depending. Not. It doesn't take anybody to abuse anybody. It can happen anywhere, anytime.
Exactly, sir.
Not considering your class or religion or social standard. It can happen to you everywhere you are. So there are signs and symptoms that you should watch out for when these are happening. But it happens. There are the emotional aspect, there are the physical aspect, there are the sexual aspect of it, and it goes on and on.
Wow.
It goes on and on.
Okay, sorry, sir. You're saying something. Sir.
Yeah, I was saying that many people have gone through that, but they have not noticed that it is that kind of abuse that we are talking about today. They might be going through this kind of abuse even in their homes today, but they are not aware. After this program, you'll get to know what they are going to do.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Ampa. It's helping us to understand that people go through abuse in their relationship, in their marriage. And he made us to understand not necessarily on marriage or is there any specific thing that shows that this person is going through abuse? That it happens in almost every day in our life, and mostly in our country. People go through abuse and they do not know that they are going through abuse. But does it have an effect on children?
Yeah, no
okay,
class.
Before I go, does it have effect on the children? Sorry about that. What effect does it have in our family? Abuse. We talk about domestic abuse. What effect does it have in our family?
Yeah, thank you very much for the question. The abuse itself, it comes in different categories. Are you okay? So the effects are multiple. For instance, you live with somebody in a house and you find out that, let's say, a friend of yours, every time you go out, the friend try to kind of mock you in front of your friends and family. You try to laugh at you or kind of do something to weigh you down. Are you okay?
Yeah, sure.
To weigh you down. That kind of abuse is happening in our society, but people are not realizing it. If I should go out with you today and right after meeting your friends, then I say something to bring
you down.
Bring your spirit down. That is a form of abuse. That is not the least cry, but it goes on and on. It has a lot of effects. It makes the person becomes intimidated, even in front of the colleagues. The person becomes intimidated and he shies away from a lot of things. Apart from that, in society, people have been abused in marriages. A husband has kicked or beaten the wife physically. He has said something that has emotionally traumatized the wife or the husband. It happens to both sexes. A woman can do it to the husband. The man can also do the same to the wife, vis-a-vis. Okay. So the effects are multiple, depending on which area it happens. Was it emotional or physical or sexual? All the aspects have effects on society. Someone may be sexually abused by the husband or by the partner. It goes a long way to have effect on the person when if it's a lady, he feels so intimidated when it comes to relationship with the opposite sex, or he feel kind of shy or kind of coiled in a shell. Are you okay? So those kind of aspects also affect the person. A child may go to school. These domestic abuse on a child can make the child become so down. Teachers always see those.
Affects them mentally. Right?
Teachers see those children. They confront them, ask them. Then the children say, "This is what is happening to me in the house." So domestic abuse cut across. Age does not matter.
Okay. All right. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Ampa. Mr. Ampa is taking us through the journey of what domestic abuse is all about. He has really liberated in so many aspects and the effects it have in our society. And he made us to understand that it affects children mentally. Probably if these couples are people or they have children, it have a terrible effect on the children. But he also made us to understand that it's not basically based on family, like couples. Is it only couples that face domestic violence?
Not really, not actually.
How?
It can happen between you and your child.
Okay, fine. How?
You may be domestically abusing your child in a way you may not know.
Thank you.
Like, you always make the child to go by your way, your standards. The child has no say. Mom says go, then
you
the
just
child
want to go. Even if it's the right direction, the child is not feeling good, but you just want. Okay, but today let's basically talk about, we're talking about couples. What they do, you see sometimes women use harsh words to their husbands. You see sometimes in a relationship, the opposite sex use harsh words. I think that's verbal abuse. By the time you realize it becomes so hard, it becomes so huge that it escalates and have effects in the children if they have children. Even if they don't have children, neighbors, when people hear couples always changing words fighting, arguing, kicking each other. I think when children listen to this often all the time, it should have a terrible effect on them, and which will affect the society. But when we talk about this, when we go for the how does it affect society, you've made mention a little bit how it affects the children. It affects them academically, it affects them psychologically, mentally, and otherwise. And you also made us to understand that it affects so deeply. But I want you to elaborate and help us to understand how it affects our society.
Thank you very much. Everything that happens to an individual, the individual lives in the society, and the effects on the individual affects the society as well.
Okay.
For instance, if I am to be the breadwinner of my family, and I'm growing up, I'm being abused in the house, I'm going through abuse, and I'm supposed to be the breadwinner.
Yeah.
Do you think in the next future, in the next few years to come, will I be able to stand on my grounds and be the breadwinner of my family?
No. Because
I'm traumatized, or I have this kind of a low self-ego. Are you okay?
Yeah.
We have seen a lot of children, especially, who have grown to become men and women, and what they went through during their tender age is now affecting them as they've grown up. So it goes a long way to affect society in the near future.
In the future, it's domestic violence have a terrible effect in our society. And Mr. Ampa have helped us to understand. He have said few ways it's have a terrible effect in our society. Like, let's pick up those. For example, I think when children keep watching their father, their parents, their father hitting their mom, or mom using harsh words on their father, I think they pick this up. They extend it to the school. You could see a child probably in the classroom.
They become bullies.
They become bullies in the school, exchanging words among their peers, and do not show respect to the teachers. I think this is another way it affects the society. What do you think? Another way too, I think, is I think when you go to hospitals, you see that nurses, doctors, they are trying to make sure patient is okay. But although patient might be going through pain, but I don't think if you were trained well from a good home, at that particular time you're going through pain, I don't think you should use harsh words on the person taking care of you or taking care of your health, which is the nurse or the doctor. Because I've been in hospital a couple of times. You see how the patients use some kind of words on the nurses too, using harsh words on the patients, whilst you're supposed to talk to them with a mild way and show them some love at that particular period of time because they are in pain. But you see them using harsh word and commanding verse. I think these are some of the ways domestic violence have effect in the society, because these people are trained with such kind of harsh words. They don't know how to speak with people in a good manner and all of that. I don't know your take. Do you have any example or any scenario based on that? How it's affecting the society more?
Here in our country, Ghana, when you go to certain remote areas, which I don't have to mention names.
Yes, please.
Someone is growing up.
Yes.
Sees the parents going through abuse.
Yes, sir.
Then, our environment makes us.
Yes, please.
Yeah, our environment makes us.
But as people, that the environment don't really make them.
It's individual. It's always been individual. But our environment actually makes us. You pick a few things from your environment one way or the other.
Okay.
Are you okay? So when...
But sorry, sir. When you say our environment makes us, what do you mean by that? Can you just...
Yeah. Now, what goes on? Yeah, what goes on in the environment as you're growing up and you live in that environment? Yeah, you pick certain character. Yeah, you pick a few of them, and if you don't take care, they will make you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Some people have been so careful not to pick those behaviors from their environment, attitude from their environment. But others, they careless, they pick them, and it makes them, and you can see that this is where this person is coming from.
Okay.
Are you okay? Here in Ghana, you can easily identify somebody by where the person is coming from.
No, are you serious?
I'm very serious.
I stay here in Zamarama line, but you can't see me outside. But sometimes where I work, people will be like, Stella, you're staying at Zamarama.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, please.
Were you born there?
Okay, I wasn't born there, but I love
Yeah.
the environment. People don't like that, but I love the environment.
Now, go to the indigenous people. Go to the indigenous people. You see that they are made and nurtured by the environment.
Anyway,
Are you okay?
anyway.
The environment has made them. And what they have seen around, what they have heard, what the people do, make them. So if you live in an environment where domestic abuse is paramount, you by all means pick
Exactly. It's few things.
Yeah, from there.
Especially the children.
Sure.
This have a terrible effect on our children. Most of the children today do not respect the elderly ones. Unlike those days, you see an elderly person standing, you just stand and give him a seat. Today, no way. A whole lot of things is happening in our society. These are the sign that domestic abuse or violence is bringing or is causing in our society. So the major thing here is that the effect it do have on our children. When your children pick up this, it escalates, because children are always a target.
Sure.
That kind of a thing. Sure. So you've mentioned a lot of ways it have effects on our children and it have effects in our society. And now, do you think a home that is domestically abused all the time, do you think there will be peace in the house? Or one way or the other, do you think there will be adjustment to fix things?
Thank you very much. Most of the times, partners try to contain abuses, and that is wrong. The moment you hear or you see certain signs, for instance, the person try to make fun of you in front of your peers or family, or put you down, or kind of make you feel like you are unable to make decisions, or the person try to intimidate you or use words of threats. These are signs that you should see that the person is trying to abuse you. Are you okay?
Yes, sir.
And if you try to contain it and say,
keep it
within you, it will end up affecting you.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Psychologically, mentally, and otherwise, right?
Yeah. So, and if you try to contain it, you think there is peace in your house, in your home,
but
because you are dying within,
yes,
and you will surely die within. Yeah. Many people have been crippled with these kind of behavior. So you don't try to contain it. You try to voice out. Are you okay?
That's right.
You try to stay away from such people. If somebody becomes abusive and you try to maintain or contain that person, it means you are killing yourself little by little. So you try to desist from that person, stay away from that person, and make sure you have your way of doing things.
All right, thank you so much, lovely viewers out there. You are watching Time with Counsellor Stella. Of course, this and every Saturday we have those interesting talk show here for you. Actually, my one guest is on her way coming due to traffic and all of that. I think without not going too far, without saying much, you can see that this man is giving us what we need to hear. Yes, he has really liberated on so many aspects that domestic abuse, it's so terrible in so many ways in our society, in the life of our children, in our domain, and every other ways. You notice that, Mr. Ampa, you notice that when you go to workplaces, people don't really respect their colleagues. Some feel because they are boss, some feel because you just started a job, I was here before you, speak anyhow. I feel those people, because they were not trained with the mouth, voice, and all of that. Probably they are coming from domestic home. Is that so? Could it be all those people because they are brought up in a domestic home, or they were witnessing it, or they were, I don't know. Is that why they don't respect people around them?
If somebody becomes violent, are you okay?
Yes, please.
It could probably not be because the person has lived in a home that is full of domestic abuse. It's a kind of behavior that the person actually developed due to where the person is coming from or how the person nurtured himself when growing up. An abuser can pick that behavior from friends, an abuser can pick that from home, an abuser can pick from anywhere.
Exactly.
So It could be that he actually at work, your boss could be an abuser. He can abuse you, use harsh words on you. Everything you do, he doesn't see anything.
He doesn't appreciate you.
Are you okay? So that kind of behavior, when you watch closely, you can see that where it's coming from. You don't know the person to be like that. All of a sudden, the person changes and becomes something else. You say,
I think we have to go for a quick commercial break, but I want you to round up what you're saying. Then we go for a quick commercial break and come back.
So in a nutshell, I would say that abuses do not actually have to do with where the person is coming from, but nurturing also counts.
All right, that's fine. So we're talking about domestic violence as we go for a quick commercial break, and we will continue from where we stopped from. It's an interesting topic, and I would like to hear from you, your take concerning this. I'm talking to my lovely audience out there. I would like to hear from you, lovely audience, as the phone is already on the screen. Call us and let's hear your take so that people can also learn from you. And we have a couple of videos that we've taken from the streets. Let's also listen and hear what people say or what their take when it comes to domestic abuse, how they understand it. Because people feel that when you talk about domestic abuse, it's just when your partner hits you or when people kick you or just throw something at you. No, we have verbal, we have it in so many ways. So let's quickly go for the commercial breaks as we listen to the video and hear from us.
A very high nutritional demand in relation to their size, and vitamins play an important role in maintaining healthy growth. That is why we at Base Pharmacy Company Limited have introduced Base Vite Kid Drops, a multivitamin drop with 7 essential vitamins including vitamin A, D, B1, B2, B6 and vitamin C to aid your child's healthy growth. Base Vite Kid multivitamin drops have been specially formulated to help meet your child's nutritional requirements, helping them to get back to playtime faster. With Base Vite Kid drops from Base Pharmacy Company Limited. For further inquiries of bulk purchase, call Base Pharmacy Company Limited on 0302 672 317 or 0247 287 853.
This advert is FDA approved.
Viewers, good afternoon, good morning, depending on your location. Yes, today we are right here in Kaneshi. We're trying to find out from audience what it takes when we talk about domestic abuse. What is it when we say domestic abuse, what is it all about? People feel that domestic abuse is when you hit each other or when you keep arguing in a marriage or relationship. No, there's so many ways that we can categorize what domestic abuse is all about and the effect it has in a society or in our impact on our children.
Domestic abuse bibi say wono yeretina ebi oba na beka kasafin akire na so be respond no so aka kasafin akire no anase bia be freduma be ba na oba no waya aduane no obisa na waduane obisa say waduane na si wono enti kona kofa na bro se bema wo yire be bibi wo be so no na be sa bono domestic abuse.
That one leads them to go outside to do what is unnecessary towards other people, you see, because when they are learning from their father or their parent, let me say their parent, they use that thing to go out, to practice outside. So what I would say is that the parents supposed to teach their children what they should do, but not rather abuse them in the house.
All I know about domestic violence is men and women being abused by each other. That's all I know about domestic violence. It affects the kids mentally because most of them, they see their kids mentally, because sometimes you see them going to school but they are absent-minded due to the things they see at home. Their mom is being abused by their dad each and every time they are home. So that's all I can say about domestic violence.
Most people tend to think it's more about the physical, but I think it's got to do with emotional and financials as well. In most African settings, we tend to center men. We think they are superior in everything. And so people tend to normalize abuse. But in the normal sense, once the person is living every burden on you, it's even abuse. It's not only the physicals. And with emotions, we tend to normalize the fact that the man is superior. Anything he says is final. But on a real, you may want to make an input. But because you think your man is the superior, you think that is it. But deep down, you may be burning. You are abusing yourself mentally and emotionally. It may even affect your health. So I think when we are measuring abuse in relationship, we shouldn't only look at the physical side. We should consider the financial side, the emotional side, the health side, and everything. There's an adage that says when two elephants fight, it's the ground that suffers. If the parents are not in good terms, I believe we all come from families. You realize that there are some homes the children are emotionally not stable. They are not even doing well in schools because their parents are not in good terms. They are not even paying attention to their kids. Yes, so I believe these things have a lot of effects on the kids. For the mental side, I know of one kid who was attending my mom's school. This kid will come to school and always be at one side. When you ask, he will always say, oh, it's nothing, it's nothing. So at a point, we realized that he was always alone. So upon further investigations, we realized that the parents were always fighting, constantly fighting at home. And this made the child to withdraw because most of the kids around his area knew about it. And they tend to tease him with it. And the child kept thinking about this thing. He withdrew from friends, he isolated, it was affecting him. If not for the help of some neighbors, I think it would have become worse. So these things really have effects on not only children, on adults as well.
No, no, me. But we can be talking more. I mean, shorty. As a follower, come me for local. You know what? Bullet too much. What touching one more touch no longer. Look like you do bar. And no like anything. Cafe, few money. But if we cafe. We can pack a habu. So call nothing book of Sala show. If you have a bunu, you can blow on a condemnation, only to move if full. Cabana will follow some time with Corona, booking your ball. No, no chair more, or chair more booking, the more booking and you more. Okay, booking arm could look like now you more. Dada book you look by Lele of the weekend, La Chuachia, Nicashia, Onale, Walish, it's a wicked bunu.
All right, lovely viewer, we are back right as you watch us and listen to what we're talking about concerning domestic abuse. We would like you to join us same time next week. Bye for now. Listen and watch the take we had on the streets of Accra, and we heard what audience and people were talking and they're saying, and what domestic abuse or violence is all about, and the effects it has or have in our society. So I have an interesting guest in the house, although she's late due to traffic and all of that. Yes, my lady, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You look so tired.
Oh my goodness.
Thank God we are here. Would you mind giving us quick and short introduction to our audience.
Okay, so I am Semto Ifechika, and I am a student of Methodist University and the past president of the National Association of Nigerian Students in Ghana. And yes, that's basically it for now.
Should I add more?
No.
All right, let's keep it slow. Let's keep it slow. That's fine. All right, she's a very intelligent young woman. I think we would like to hear her advice and her take concerning domestic abuse. What is your take when we talk about domestic abuse? What would you tell us about it? Let's hear.
Okay, so I just listened to the Vox Pop that played, and it was so beautiful to see that a lot of people have the right idea about domestic violence, which is that it doesn't only end with physical violence, but also, verbal abuse. And one of the worst ways to kill someone is not necessarily just to beat the person. The things you say from your mouth to people has a way of either breaking them down or making them feel better about themselves, right? So it's good to see that people know that, okay, physical violence is not just all it has to be about domestic violence, but the verbal part. And I believe that the home is what determines what you turn out to be. If you are in a home that is filled with chaos, best believe that your life will definitely be filled with chaos. But you get to see those few ones that make a mental decision to be different, but that is like 1 out of 1,000. So we can see that the numbers are tending to be higher in the side of, as long as there's chaos in your house, you're most likely going to tend towards that direction, or find things that revolves around chaos, and you get to see chaos as the normal way of life. So when it comes to the physical abuse, I grew up with family members that were kind with their words. So for me, it has always been that kindness. I do not know what it looks like to be in a chaotic family, but I have had to interact with people who did not have the same love while growing up. And when I speak to people who are young, I get to tell them, I'm like, especially young parents that just maybe have kids and the rest, I tell them, whatever you want your child to be, start now to tell that child. If you feel like your child is going to be a great one, of course, start saying it. The moment you start telling the child, oh, look at you, you stupid person. Oh, you look at you, you're even ugly. They grow up having that mentality that I am actually ugly. And they tend to do things within that whole circle of, I can't do modeling because I'm ugly. I can't do this. I can't do public speaking because because my mom already said to me that I was ugly. So once they start having this mentality in their head, that's what they grow up to be. And when we come to a domestic violence home, there is no peace.
There's no peace.
There is no safety. Now, safety goes beyond just locking your doors and having to sleep all at night.
Oh my goodness.
Safety goes way beyond that. I mean, if I'm going through a tough time, or maybe I get bullied in school and I cannot come and comfortably tell my parents about it, I do not have safety in that house.
Yeah.
That safety
and a home that is always full of domestic violence. There's no how you go out there, you're being bullied, you come home to tell
you see it as normal.
You see it as normal.
Exactly. So if the bullying might just even be words of mouth. Someone is telling, look at you, look at your uniform. I don't know, is this the full flash you're bringing? Is this what your mother gave to you to come to school? Things as petty as this, that once on a normal day, when you come to report to your parents and they take the right actions, best believe you're not going to have to experience it, right? But then again, the fact that nobody is coming to speak up, or you mix that person to continually speak to you in a manner that it's not right, you keep getting bullied. Now, when this happens and the safe space is not the home, best believe that safe space has to come from somewhere. Which brings me down to the societal part of, or the bad part of, domestic violence when it comes to the society. In the search of safe space and peace, you might end up going into the wrong hands.
Exactly.
I mean, this is a young child. Maybe a little girl who just started her period, right? It's a 15 or 14-year-old person. She has absolutely no idea what periods are, how it works, how the menstrual cycle works, and the rest of it. Imagine having to go to school and the first day you see your period is in school. I mean, it's embarrassing that you stand up and maybe there's blood stains and everything. Your classmates are laughing at you. If the right people are not there to talk you through that process and the wrong person has to do it, it's a problem automatically. automatically because that person is going to be feeding you with the wrong ideas that they already have. For instance, they start telling you things like, oh, now you're a woman, Charlie, if you now have sex, you know,
you're falling at the wrong.
Do you get? But then if you are coming from a bit like a safer place, I'm sure your parents will tell you things like, oh, it's gonna hurt you a bit. Every month you're probably going to have cramps. You need to get pads, avoid sugary things. Like they'll give you the right advices that you should use to like know that okay, for the next for the part of my life as an adult, I am going to have to be experiencing this at a specific time. But you don't know this, you probably might even be using unhealthy ways to like keep yourself clean, which is you leave pads and you go for tissues, or you are probably making pieces. That's because you were not sensitized well. Now for the boys, because of course it just doesn't affect one gender, of course. In your bid to now wants to in your bid to find peace of mind, you might start falling into the hands of touts.
All right. I want you to pause here.
Okay.
You've taken us through a lot, and I think there's more you want to offload. But let me ask you this: what are the common signs? What are the common signals that shows that this is or this relationship or marriage or home are diving into domestic abuse? But people always overlook those signs. Just give us like 2 signs that, you know what I mean, that happens every day in our lives.
Okay.
But people overlook it.
Okay, so I believe that you just don't wake up in a domestic violent home. There were signs. You probably courted this person for a while, you dated for a little while. These are my little signs I would tell you. And I'm just going to put it in a very like an explanatory way so you get it.
Just make it quick one.
Yes.
Our time.
Okay, so imagine you go to a restaurant with your boyfriend, and while you guys are out there eating, maybe the waiter comes and spills water a bit, and this person starts shouting at the waiter, how dare you, this is my expensive coat. Like for you, you've not experienced that side of him. In fact, everything is rosy, it's all sweet, oh my darling, my sweetie. But you see the way this person is talking to the waiter. The truth is this, at some point you are going to become that waiter if you stick around. Sure. So the best thing when you see something like, just run away. If you see that when you're having conversations with your partner, this person has a temper, and the temper is not the one of, okay, you guys can find a way to diplomatically talk about it, but somehow this, while there's an argument, is already insulting you while you're dating. You have no reason going to marry.
Red flag.
Very deep. So do not ignore it.
Yeah.
On no account do you ignore it.
All right. So what are the? She has made her points. The signs, the little signs people see around them, that it's so domestic violence, but they do not take it serious. They overlook it. And she has given a little bit scenario in all of that. But then, if I may ask, how does a victim cope? Those being, let me ask Mr. Ampa, when those people that are being victimized, as in facing those challenges and all of that abuse, how do they cope in a society, in the midst of their peers? For example, maybe a woman, your husband speak harshly, or a man, the wife does not respect you. Especially, let's talk about men being disrespected. Please, it happens a lot, but most of the time we make it look like men are not being disrespected. Yeah, most of women, they don't respect their, for example, a man who walked in from work, his food is at the dining table. Let me use that one as an example. The wife will go like, your food is there. I think it's wrong. A man that have gone to work and had a hectic day, could be challenges with colleagues, could be with the boss, could be with clients and all of that. Coming home needs to be welcomed well. Oh, honey, your food is here. Help him. Although we have some men that are so ungrateful, even if we do those things, they don't recognize you. But keep doing it for me. Oh, welcome him, take off his shoes for him, his shoes, let him take a shower, serve him well. You're playing your role as a good woman. Even if he doesn't appreciate you, keep doing it. I think that is a terrible abuse to the man's side. Because this man coming home has faced a lot of challenges and expecting to come back home and be well treated. But you said, oh, your food is there. I think, well, as a man, what is your take?
Now, thank you very much. Anytime such things happen to men, they tend to go the 360 degree from the marriage. You are gradually pushing the man away.
Thank you so much.
So the more you continue to do that, he finds a way to have his own peace elsewhere. That is why you see some men coming home late, are not actually bothering where they sit, play drafts, have fun with friends. They come home
and
late.
people they're not supposed to mingle with. And yeah.
They even tend to alcoholism and all those stuffs. Before you know, your husband that you have been abusing him has become an alcoholic, a kind of person, just to take those stuff away from his mind. And it happens. It normally happens in homes, and people tend to ignore that. When a wife says, in this instant, you are trying to tell the man that find another woman who can pamper you. That is the statement you just made. So the moment you say, go and cook yourself. You are trying to tell the man that he should go and find another woman who can do that for him.
Exactly.
So before you know, your marriage is on the rocks.
Yes. Thank you. But sir, I have come across a lot of women respecting their husbands so much. In fact, I've seen a lot treating them well, but these men do not acknowledge all those things. They maltreat their women. They end up abusing those women. I've seen a lot. How about that?
An abuser is an abuser and cannot change. Like my sister was saying, if you see these red flags from the beginning of the relationship, you cross the border and run away. But if you ignore that and you marry such a man, that thing will continue in the marriage. And that is why we see that most women have become so respectful in their marriages, but yet they are being abused by their husbands.
I've seen a lot. In fact, I've seen a woman that washes the husband's feet. In fact, I've seen a close sister, my sister. I've seen someone who is not the sister from the same mother. She washes the husband's feet, washes the husband's clothes, even bought a plot of land and say, my husband, this is for us. But this man can abuse this woman terribly because this man too doesn't talk. And this woman is someone who can speak. So whenever people hear them have an issue, they feel the woman is the cause because she can speak. But this woman loves this man so much, but the man never treats her good. In this aspect, what is your advice to such couples?
Like I was saying,
I want to hear your take on this.
When marriage, especially marriage relationship, get to that stage, okay, the only thing that can be done is that you have already written the pages. You can unwrite them.
Yes, sir.
So if you're a Christian, pray for your husband, because it's only God who has the heart of man in his palm and can turn it around. Apart from that, if a man does not love a woman, mark my words, if a man does not love a woman, there is no way he's going to change the behavior unless he has a heart for the woman. The same thing applies to a woman who does not love a man. You can spend a lot of things or a lot on her. Nothing can change.
Let me quickly drop our telephone number before we come back to this. Thank you so much. 027, you can call us, our audience, so that we can hear your take concerning this particular interesting discussion. The wisdom talk, we need it. 027 432 4331. 027 432 4331. Please call us. Let's hear your take, and people can also learn from you. Thank you so much. Mr. Ampa.
Like my sister was saying, when you were in a relationship, you went for a date. You saw how he reacted when little things happen on the table. These are red flags. You shouldn't ignore that. If you keep ignoring them, you end up in this situation.
I've seen one.
So you better walk away from that relationship before you go and marry that man or woman. Are you okay?
Thank you so much. Let me hear a take on this.
Okay, so okay, I do believe that there's a very thin line between respect and fear.
Sure.
And if in a case whereby this person has been giving her all and still this man does not really respect her that much, I feel like most of the things she's doing at that point is born out of fear. Either fear of maybe losing the man or maybe just being hit by the man. But there's fear somewhere, right? Now, as much as I am a Christian, and I do, of course, believe in the third of if there's a problem, we can talk to God in prayer. But let's call it spade a spade.
Spade.
An abuser is an abuser.
abuser.
There is absolutely really nothing spiritual about an abuser. You can make a conscious effort to go and see a therapist and do better on your own. But to say the woman should be praying for the husband, if there are 100 cases of that, maybe only 10.
You know, people always say this thing, pray for your husband, pray for your husband.
And it's so
what
sad
about
that
if you're
because
praying and this person is not changing?
then will you die? Okay, I'm going to raise you a topic, a very life example, of course. There's this singer, she's late now, Osinachi.
Oh, okay.
She died from, of course, domestic violence.
I think I heard that story.
Yes, she was physically abused. And this one is a Christian. I don't know if you know this song.
Exactly.
Exactly. So you can tell how spiritual she was. I'm certain that my late Madam Osinachi was probably praying for her husband to change until she passed on to glory. Sometimes, once there is physical violence, what's the name? Physical, verbal, emotional abuse, I do not encourage anybody to stay. I do not. I'm not also a fan of divorce, whatever. Please run as fast as you can, because a dead man tells no tale. All these things we are doing, if you die, everyone is going to move on with their life. I mean, Osinachi has been passed on for like a couple of years and people have moved past it. The only times we get to remember is when we are singing our song, we're like, oh child, she's dead, and that is the way everybody moves on. Nobody's life is stopping. The kids have to grow without a mother. The kids have to grow knowing that their father killed their mother. So for any reason, I do not encourage whatsoever form of it. You said something now about, a woman who, like, because of the way her voice sounds, whenever there's a problem at home, she shouts it. That is another form of emotional abuse. Because everybody is seated in their house thinking about the problem, and the man will innocently walk and be passing
on the compound.
Everybody's like, hey, yeah, sorry. Whereas the person you should be saying sorry is inside the house. But maybe because of the way her tone is. The truth is this: women would respect you. I feel like it's rare to see a woman that will not respect her husband. It's very rare. Does it happen? Yes, but it is rare. So it's very rare to see someone that will decide now, oh no, I can't respect my husband, maybe for one reason or the other, which is abuse. If you see the woman you married, you use your money to go and marry this woman and she's not respecting you, I would advise you call the family members and report her to the family members.
Exactly. Then abuse the woman.
Don't abuse it. Like, let it not be that, okay, the whole world knows. So in case you now decide to take legal actions like divorcing the woman, they can tell this is where it's coming from. Don't encourage it, because once you start, you will do it until maybe you die, or maybe you transfer it to your kids. And the thing about this stuff is, your kids are growing up to thinking that this is normal.
Yes.
So they won't enter a relationship where a man doesn't come and tell you, oh my darling, you're beautiful. In fact, when you dress, I don't like, why are you wearing that lipstick? Why? What's that? The man is not complimenting you. He's like, look at you, you are going to go and dress now so men will see. There is absolutely no, but because the fact you've seen your mom pass through this thing, or you've seen your dad pass, you think it is normal. My darling, it's not normal. Run away from. Everyone deserves love. I feel like life is already so tough enough that we deserve every love we can come. And if that love is not coming from our family members, then where exactly do we expect that love to come from? A stranger will not love you.
Thank you so much. But there's a lot to talk about. This particular topic is so broad that we can't end it today. But when we come to a society aspect, Mr. Ampa has given us a lot of points concerning that, but I want to hear your take. Okay. What effect does it have in a society? Okay. So just give us like two quick ones. Okay. I had this lecturer when I was back in the university in Nigeria. I had this lecturer that for every time, we knew her as a very cranky woman. Okay. Anytime she comes to, she's always looking for faults. Like, I mean, she could tell you something like, why is this water here? Why not taking to find a fault? There's a problem. And I remember always joking about the fact that, oh, there's a lot of chaos at home. That is why she's like, that was how. And funny enough, we found out that she was actually being abused at home. Yeah, now, that's how she's been. Yes, she's brought. So the thing is, you cannot come and talk to your husband back at home. If they beat you, you take it. Yeah. But what you now do is you now come back and innocent students you are supposed to be teaching and nurturing. You are abusing. You're transferring it to them.
Now, what of the hospital? Because I'm a nurse. I'm a nursing student apparently. So in the hospital, there are a lot of nurses you see, and you're wondering, are you actually helping people get back, or you are adding to their problem because the way they will speak to you, no love. Nothing.
No caring.
Nothing. And nursing, one thing people know about nursing is the fact that we have the ability to care for our patients.
But that quality is not
it's not there.
Even
the only thing you now do there is only to probably come and be administering the medications. But there is no nurturing this person to health. Maybe a patient is like, oh, mommy nurse, please, my please, I was not there.
Your problem.
You are wow.
I've seen a lot.
Oh yes, of course. A whole lot of them. Then the society.
So when I'm going to hospital, I talk to them nicely, rather, so that you can take care of them.
I start from the door. Oh, mommy, good afternoon, ma. Let me start from there. Then coming down to this or the other part of the society. Now, when these people go and mix up with the wrong crowd, you start hearing cases. There was armed robbery in this so and so place. Oh, this person was fighting and they broke this person's head. Oh, this person raped somebody, and it's not necessarily because that substance they've taken is influencing them. And how did they get to start taking this substance? The fact that they didn't have that love at home and they sought it outside, and they got it from the wrong person. So when they now start taking these hard drugs and then they start acting under the influence and causing more mayhem, more havoc into the society.
All right, that's fine. That is fine. There's a lot of terrible effects when you talk about domestic abuse or domestic violence and what have you. There's so many effects on our children, mentally health and otherwise. And I think there's a lot to talk about. Even in the church, it have an effect. So it's a broad topic that we will continue next week. And I think this woman will be here and this gentleman too will be here, because these people have a lot to say. As you can see, we always bring you the intelligent ones, people that have a lot in store for our audience to really enjoy what we're talking about. Audience, we to hear from you, we won't hear you take. Yes, someone just tested me, sent us, we have a test on our Facebook right now. Someone was like, yes, you guys are right, interesting topic. My name is Jocelyn. Even in a workplace, there's a lot of violence, there's a lot of abuse. What do you have to say when it comes to a workplace? I don't know, Ms. Ampa, you said, can I hear from you?
Sure, yeah. I was saying that one way or the other you go to work, then you have a boss who does not see anything correct about you.
Like what she just said,
yeah.
I think she
whatever you do, finds.
That's what you said, because I know the woman. Yeah, exactly.
Finds something to talk about it. Now, you see, that kind of person is coming from an abusing home and it's going to pour it on you. You either calm down or turn away from such a person. Yeah. You do your work just as it is and ignore such a person. It happens at work.
But does it have effect in the church?
In the church, but okay, I was going to chip something in about work.
Okay, please, sorry. Okay, before we come to the church.
Okay, so it also reduces your productivity at your office. Now, if I have a company and I have employed you, one day you come into my company and you have black eyes everywhere, I will not allow you work that day because I feel you're not healthy, you are sick, right? So if I needed like 5 documents to be done that day by you, I don't get any at all.
Affects my job.
Exactly, and I'm paying you every month.
Yeah, your project cannot affect mine. You understand?
Exactly. Or maybe for every time you come, you are crying. Or your colleagues can't even talk to you. Let's not even talk about the people you are supposed to be servicing. Your colleagues cannot come and talk to you. How are you? He said that you're crying and you're like, my family. It is the time you're supposed to be productive. You're complaining about what is happening in your house. Okay? That diminishes everything.
I don't want it. Everybody has.
Do you get? I feel like if I come and I see that you're in the door, I'll tell you to go home and look for somebody else, right? So that I can have someone who is mentally okay. Working for me, and I'm paying the person. So in the church, you mentioned about it.
Yes. Does it have Mr. Ampa, you listening?
Sure.
Domestic abuse, does it affect church?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Let's
affect.
That is our society. All is.
There are a lot of married women in the church and married men in the church who are going through abuse, and they come to church, they are absent-minded. Somebody sits in front of the pastor like this. He hears amen, amen. Then gets up. The mind is far away from the church.
Goodness,
because he has faced something from the home and is probably coming to church to just
Release
stress. Are you okay? So it affects church settings. Obi will only kasapa just when during church service. Oh, remember verse 9 boy, you know. But sorry, I was not listening.
It's true.
I was not listening. Someone might be coming from somewhere being abused. Are you okay?
Seriously.
So your first church, Obisu Wawa, you voice out. Just say, Obeka Bibi, phone Biatre, or sorry, demo. You will think, are you sure you are in this church? You are a Christian, you are this and that. You will not understand. But until you sit the person down, ask the person a couple of questions, then you will know that the person is coming from
a
lot.
Let me hear your take.
Okay, sir. So I think I've noticed one thing is, you see the people who are victims of domestic abuse.
Yes, please.
They have a way of hiding it.
Sure.
Like they keep molding the whole thing in a way
Making
to
it
just
look like everything is
perfect.
fine.
And you know they'll probably both of
Always
them.
wear a special smile,
Hey!
a strong one.
Both of them will come to church and they're like, oh, daddy, mommy, good afternoon. Like everybody's looking at them as a picture perfect couple, whereas they're scarce at home. Now, one way I see that this thing affects them in church is these people, especially maybe the woman, for instance, at home you don't have this in your house. You can't say, in fact, you don't have an opinion. If your husband does things and he doesn't consult you, he just does his thing like that. Now, you see them now joining service units, maybe choir. And
Just want to
yes,
release stress?
no, not just releasing stress.
Okay.
Then maybe somehow they are like the choir leader. For some reasons, you see the toxicity that they exude there by maybe trying to impose.
Sure.
Because they don't have any say at home. So this little place where they have, it's their own that must happen. And if it's not happening that way, there is problem. Now you might be thinking, oh, this person is just authoritative.
I think the same thing applies to it happens at the workplace.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It
You want
does.
to control everything.
And because you don't have that control at home, so it's just like as if coping mechanism. So as I can't have it at home, okay, let me have it outside here.
It's how effective
That's
our
that
society.
toxicity we're talking about. So
It's having
yes.
a terrible effect in the society, even in the church, like you said.
There's this pastor who told us that there was a time she was in a heated argument with the wife. Big in the room, then they heard a knock. They quickly had to pretend, then open the door, receive the guest, the church member. Oh, how are you? We are fine. Just when the visitor was away, they started again. They continued. You see, and we continued. You see, they was telling us that sometimes you bring your problems. We also have our problems in our room. You see, so it's in the church. Even pastors are facing it. Yeah, abuse is all over.
Everywhere. I think this is a broad topic. There's a lot to talk about. Abuses in the church. People say, keep texting me. The messages that comes in most that it happens at the workplace, it happens everywhere, it happens, all of that. People don't respect each other and all of that. There's a lot to talk about. But I think we need to continue this particular topic next week. But we would like us to wrap up. And with no much time, we'd like you to give just an advice, one for women, and also give for the men. Yes, when, for example, as a woman, when you're dealing or you're in a home where there's a lot of domestic violence, or probably your husband is not seeing anything good in you, what advice can you give to such a woman, please?
Okay, so for cases like this, or in fact generally domestic abuse, my father would say something to me. He said, my daughter, if any man hates you, he doesn't love you. We get together, people say, hey, he's only correcting me. He beats me when I do something. But a man who loves you would not raise his hands on you. There are so many ways by which someone can correct you that does not even entail any form of domestic violence. There is dialoguing. So if you find yourself at any point, whether relationship or marriage, don't go and be hiding. And it's okay, it's bad enough that you're going through that, but you keeping quiet about it is worse. Talk about it. There are a lot of people who have set up their office to help people that are domestically abused. So reach out to these people. If there's a need for your husband to be in a therapy session, they get him to be there. If there's a need for your husband to be arrested, I know some of you, this will not sit well with you people because your husband is the head, I have to protect him. But you need to understand that a dead man tells no tale. I've said this is the second time I'm saying this in this show. If you die, someone else will raise your child. Someone you will remarry. As for the man, if you die now like this, another man will tell your wife, hey, I like you, you're so pretty, and they move past it. So make sure whatever you're doing, stay alive and go through the right measures. Report.
Exactly.
Talk about it. Don't be silent. Because the way this thing happens is once you're quiet. Because you see one thing, I don't know if you've noticed, if a man abuses his wife and the wife goes to go and tell the father, and the father comes and says, why did you touch me? That man will not touch that girl again. Yeah. Will not.
Yeah.
So talk about it.
Yeah, talk about it. Let your family know what is up. But sometimes we here in Africa, they will tell you that your marriage or your home solve your issue. That is a major problem that makes so many women to die in silence, or so many men to die in silence in domestic violence at home and all of that. You see that kind of a thing. I don't know. So let me hear from you. Thank you so much for your advice. It's so lovely then. And so can you give a quick short advice to those men that their wife treats so well and respect them, but they take it as if they make it look like it's a must that the woman must bow for them? What would you tell those kind of women? They are ungrateful, they don't appreciate. What kind of advice? Just quick short one so that we can wrap up.
Actually, if you're such a man, what I would tell you is that the Bible says you're supposed to love your wife. When the Bible wrote that, it means that you, the man, you don't have love. So you must learn how to love. Love him, love her. Give that respect to her and show love. Be epewasama, ochre sedi opewasam, and that woman is showing it. Someone can go a long way to even cut the head for you, but you don't appreciate that. Men who are like that, Bible says your prayers will not be heard.
Thank you so much.
So this is from that. And let your prayers be heard.
Thank you so much. You've heard, we have all heard, and it's an interesting one. You don't need to be told. I would be so grateful if you join us sometime next week here live on TV as we continue this discussion. We're talking about domestic abuse, domestic violence, they are all the same. And the people fail to understand what it means. Some men feel that because they are the men, they are the head, they have the authority, they have to talk to their wife, their children, anyhow they feel. It's very wrong. A real man do not command and maltreat and abuse his woman. Some woman will feed you in bed. Some woman will prepare meal for you. Some woman will pray for you. I wonder how you want all those things to take place. And I wonder how you want to be a happy man if you could not treat your woman peacefully with respect for the children to love you. But so many men forget that the moment you treat your wife, the love your children have for you will definitely depreciate. It will come down, it will depreciate no matter what it is. So I don't know how some men see this, treating their wives, speaking anyhow before their wives and all of that. Let me ask you as a man, do you hate your mother? Do you dislike your mother? Don't you love your mother? Everyone loves he or her mother. So if you are speaking abusively before your children, talking to your wife how you feel because you think you're a man, woe unto you, because that is your downfall as a man. Same applies to a woman. If you think because you're a woman, you think you're pretty, you think you have it all, you're supporting your partner, you think you will not respect him. Sorry, because every woman's glory is honor and respect to the husband. When you respect your husband, you honor your husband, and understand that your husband is a little God or little Lord you are seeing. When you do all this and you understand as a woman, your glory, it's on you. And your children will bless you and learn a good lesson from you. I think marriage is a very beautiful gift that our Creator have ordained. The originator of marriage knows what he has done there. But all he said is that we should follow the manual that he has provided for us, the rules and regulations in the Bible and in the Quran. Just follow it and apply it in your marriage. He originated marriage. So do what he asks you to do and see if it will not work out well and successful for you. So mind you, as a man, you are the one to build your home and you are the one to destroy your home. If you think the woman want to control you, send her back in peace. Than letting her be there, you abuse her before the children, setting the heart and the mental health of the children in a bliss. I think as a man, you are failing woefully. So we'll catch you same time next week. My name is Stella, the host of Time with Counsellor Stella. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to all our channels or social media handle on Facebook, Umashi TV, on YouTube channel, and all of that. Bye for now. We love you. Bye.
Umashi TV. Ajatwenge keminshi.